I did not forget to unmute my mic this time. Everything should be in order. My mic is functional. I can see it doing its thing. Okay. The lighting is perfect. Although I had to cut my hands off here. I am having a little bit of issue with my green screen. And I just brought in the frame a little. Just squeezing in here. Big girl, small space. Let's see. Looks like our widgets are up. Oh, wait. You know what? Let's test some of those. Hold on. Where's my sound bar? Let's do... Is there, like, a sound I haven't done in a while? There's so many of these. Squirtle sex? What the fuck? California girls. Not now. Motherfucker, my wife. Let's do a green screen one. Let's do... Smith.
Ugh.
Brother,
Ugh. What's that?
Oh, I fucked it up.
What's that, brother?
Does anyone know the origin of that fucking clip? I don't know what it is, but it's adorable. It gets stuck in my head sometimes. Goddamn TikTok and your goddamn sound bites. Alright, so that's working. I don't think I have... Can I do this? Oh, wait. I think it's working.
Mwah.
Mwah, I kissed myself. Okay. It looks like all the features are working. Everything's coming together. Okay. So I know it's probably going to be an empty stream for a couple reasons. One, it's been a while. Like, I cannot exaggerate the... Oh, wait. No, hold on. Wait. Let me have a mod check the audio on their end real quick. Dearest Angry, I know you suffer from a giant, I want to put ginormous, but I'm not confident in my ability to spell that correctly the first time. Giant headache. But would thou be so kind as to check and see if you can hear me in the background music? Question mark. Yours forever, KandiMeep. He has a huge headache and he doesn't feel good, and I'm gonna bother him with this anyway. And I'm either gonna get an answer or I'm gonna have one less mod. Could go either way. Well, I'm just gonna go off the assumption. Oh, well, I don't like turning up my phone audio and testing the audio that way. I know that's dumb. Like, I just don't like it. And I could just do it, and everything would be hunky-dory. But I'm not going to. And that's the end of that. Aww! Thank you, Angry. He chose option 1 instead of option 2, which was quitting. I appreciate you not quitting. I was half expecting you to text me back, just like an angry gif. Being like, motherfucker. Alright, anyway, now that we know everything's all hunky-dory. As I was saying, it has been a while. I don't have a good reason. My reasoning for it being a while, also you're about to watch me put on moisturizer because I forgot to, and I can feel my face shriveling. Anyway, I have been very busy, and my threshold for busy and stress is not very big. So I got busy. I got like normal person busy. All right. I want to say that I had a normal person's amount on my plate when normally I have nothing on my plate, and I couldn't handle it. I had so much to do. I had obviously the holidays. You know, I was very sparse in December with streaming. Christmas, New Year's, and then January hit, and I was like, New Year, same me, but probably better streaming schedule. And that didn't happen because in January, I scheduled a surgery for my dog. And then I also had my birthday. It was the 18th, which I was supposed to stream on. And I didn't feel like it. So I didn't. And I ended up regretting it. I regretted every day that I did not stream because it's like one of my favorite hobbies. And what would happen is that I wouldn't feel like streaming during the day. And then come really late in the evening, I would feel like streaming, but it's like, it's so late. And I'd be like, I can't, I should go to bed. I have work in the morning. And so that kept happening. Then, okay, so I didn't actually celebrate my birthday in January for a couple of reasons. So went dog surgery, my actual birthday, and then I went on a business trip. For those of you that follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Discord, you would have seen some pictures. But every year my work has a get together where we all come together, and it's like a couple days to like, I think the first year was like almost a week of us doing like team building exercises and just like hanging out and doing a fun activity. And then there's like a huge meeting where we go over the finances of the company. So like every department had like a goal. Did they meet that goal? If they didn't meet that goal, why? If they did meet that goal, also why, and hooray! Almost every year marketing has not made their goal. I just want to put that out there. My team's amazing, but marketing, I don't know anything about marketing, so I don't know if that's normal to like never reach your fucking goal, but that's been like my experience. It's like every other team hits their goal except marketing. God damn it. Anyway, okay, let's see. So there's that. And then during the big meeting, they like announced like who got a promotion and what do we predict our profits or whatever all the numbery shit gonna be in the following year, how we're gonna get there, what big plans for the company, blah blah blah. They did things in a kind of a weird order this year. Anyway, so business trip, and then after the business trip, right into February, okay, I had my birthday party because I wanted to do something big for my birthday this year. And so I had to schedule around a bunch of people. I made it a co-birthday party with one of my best friends because his birthday is like right before mine and then it's mine. So I have a bad habit of when I do a party for just myself, I cancel. Like I get really depressed leading up. So I decided that if I threw a joint birthday party, I would not cancel because I would not do that to a friend and therefore be forced to celebrate my birthday. Anyway, so, and I, like everyone, came in February. I had friends fly in from out of state. I had friends come from like a bajillion miles away because I moved to bumfuck nowhere, Florida, and they came. And it was big. I spent way too much money on it, but I was so proud of it. Like, should I have spent the money? No. Did I anyway? Yes. Did it come together really nice? Also, yes. We had really good food and just a really nice time. It went well into the night. Like, I half expected it to go for like 2, maybe 3 hours, and then people just start adiosing. Like, and by like 3 hours, like the 3-hour mark, everyone be gone. But that is not what happened. People came and they fucking stayed. And that was really nice. And it assured me that I threw a nice party. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. And then on top of all of that, between like, I think like end of October to end of December, my work is like dead slow. But after that, shit picks up and it's a goddamn avalanche. And work has just been back to back, back to back to back to back. And going from like nothing to everything all the time is a bit jarring, and I am not good at it. I would prefer things just always be back to back to back to back and not have that couple month lull, because then I'm not in my zone of like karate chopping issues in the face. Okay, I grew lazy. I grew comfortable in that time, and I shouldn't because fucking January kicks me in the face every time. Fuck. Second year this has happened. But let's back up. Let's bickety back up a little bit. So, what was the first thing I mentioned? Oh, you know what? Let me do this real quick. Anyway, okay. Back to what I was saying. So the dandy surgery. So early January, I decided to finally go forward with I say surgery, but like it really wasn't all that big of a deal. He just needed to get some teeth extractions and his teeth cleaned. He's needed it for a while, but I haven't really had the wiggle room in finances. And I decided I was never going to feel like I had the wiggle room in finances, and I just needed to do it. It's for his benefit. And when it comes to the health of your dog's mouth, that can have long-term effects on the rest of them, right? And he's already... Oh, hi. Thank you. Wait, why are you awake? It's fucking... You have work tomorrow. You get up at like the ass crack of dawn. I appreciate it, but also go to bed. Go to bed. Long story short, you're fired. Oh God. Long story. Oh, you're not gonna give me an explanation. You're just gonna say long story. Okay. Fair. Where was I? Oh, right. Okay. So, Yee. Well, go to bed now. Though I do appreciate you. Fuck, what was I saying? I don't have the attention span for this. I need to start writing down what I'm saying as I'm going. We're gonna skip. We're gonna go straight into the work trip. Okay, so work trip. Work trip is at the end of January this year. Well, not really the end, like the middle January, this year. I think flashcards. A script would be too much, because then I would if I ever try to read like a teleprompter or whatever the fuck, I would just fuck it up. I can't read out loud very well. Okay, we all know this from the D&D streams. Doesn't get better with things that are not D&D related. Flashcards, I could totally do that. You know, it'd be like, jingle, jingle, pay attention, jingle, jingle. So work trip. Mid-ish later. Hey, Grinder, haven't seen you in a bit. Why do I not see your nugget badge? You're a subscriber. I wonder if it's well, why are you labeled first? You also weren't the first to comment. I don't understand these goddamn badges in Twitch. I'm not a youngin'. I'm not a Gen Z. This is not my bread and butter. Anywho. So I go... It's been a while. It has been a while.
I love you, bitch.
I love you, bitch.
I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.
Aw, thank you. I love you too, bitch. That's weird that it said you were a subscriber, but then you resubscribed. I don't understand. Oh, is that why you have that badge? And you picked that over the nugget? That warms my little heart. My little fat girl heart has been warmed. I keep punching my goddamn microphone. Getting distracted. Work trip! Okay. January. I go. This comment is long, but it's only intended to derail you from your topic that you're trying to talk about. You've wasted all this time reading this, and now you've forgotten what you were talking about. Work trip! I haven't forgotten, fuck you. Alright, so I go up north, okay? We're just gonna say the DC area. Which apparently this trip was exceptionally expensive because I don't know if you guys are aware, but we did just have an inauguration, and apparently shit's more expensive in the DC area around that time. I don't know why it would be so long after the fact, but it is. So they had to cut our work trip short this year, which means instead of like cutting back all the activities we do, my work decided to just cram everything into 2 fucking days. All right, it was ridiculous and I was exhausted. I really wanted to go drinking with coworkers, but every like evening at the end after all the activities, I was so dead on my feet, it just wasn't happening. Now a couple of cool things and weird things and meh things kind of happened on the trip. We're gonna start from the beginning, okay? First thing, I realized that I booked such an early flight, and I live about an hour away from the airport, that I had to be ready by 4:30 in the fucking morning to catch my Uber. Now, the good news is, work paid for my Uber, so I went up. I did not do basic Uber. I did, like, I could be maybe someone important at work Uber. Not like I am definitely important at work Uber, but like that I could be, all right? It was pricey, and they deserve it for making me get the fuck up that early, all right? Holy shit. There were not very many flights coming in that day by the time I booked, and I feel like we could have booked things sooner. They should have planned better. Whatever. So 4:30 in the goddamn morning, get in the Uber. I ain't never Ubered before. I was 4 minutes late walking out my door and getting in this guy's car, and he's like, hey, just so you know, you have 5 minutes to get to your Uber, and if you're 5 minutes... Ma'am? Did anyone else see that fucking pussy in the background? Can you not? Is there a bug? Are you hunting? Can you not? No, stop. No. Not the green screen. Go play with something else. She just gave me a death glare. Fucking. Okay, anyway. This motherfucker is like, actually, if you're 5 minutes late, I get to cancel and adios. And I like pre-booked this thing to be here at exactly 4:30 in the fucking morning. I don't have the fucking patience. Like, come on, man. Like, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Like, I texted him and I told him I was coming out the door. It's not like he was just sitting, whatever. That was annoying. I still tipped him well, because God bless his soul, he's driving Uber. All right. He's either saving up for something, which, you know, everyone needs a little treat, or that's his job. God bless America. Tip that man well. But I get in, and I specifically asked, don't fucking talk to me, because you can do that on the app now. You could say, don't fucking talk to me, and I chose that. Too fucking early for a conversation. And he's like, hey, do you want to listen to music? And I'm like, nah, I'm good. And then he's like, do you mind if I listen to my podcast? I'm listening to Joe Rogan. It has some bad language. And I hate Joe Rogan. Okay, that man is a fucking thumb and has the intelligence of a fucking thumb. But this man is driving an Uber at 4:30 in the fucking morning. I'm not going to deprive him of his little pleasures. So I'm like, I don't care. Do your thing. It's not going to bother me. You're a beta for that take. That man is so fucking stupid. Okay? Holy shit. The only clips I ever see of him are bad takes. And so I just skip over him now. I don't know if he's better now, but back when I first looked, goddamn, I lost brain cells. I have very few brain cells. I have to preserve the ones that I have. Okay? But every time I listen to him, I would lose brain cells. Holy shit. I think he did an interview with RFK, which that just must have been painful to listen to. Just two fucking idiots blabbering at each other. Just two dumb bitches saying exactly. Anyway, so he listens to Joe Rogan and I sit in silence and suffer. You're just not skippity sigma alpha to understand what he's saying. Damn, you're probably right. I'm too boomer. I actually spent like 20 minutes with my great uncle when I was in California last year, Googling skibbity in Ohio in slang terms to understand what it meant to be skibbity Ohio Riz. I'll never get those 20 minutes back, but at least I understand slang a little better with the youngins and know that I am definitely Ohio, and have Ohio Riz. But I'm a lady, so I don't really need Riz. I have boobs and a vagina. I just need a straight man that hasn't gotten laid in a while, and I'm fine. Anywho, so that was the ride to the airport. Now, the ride to the hotel was actually surprisingly really nice, and here's why. So, I debated whether or not I should wear my keffiyeh on the trip. For anyone that doesn't know, a keffiyeh is a traditional, I'm just gonna say scarf, and it is from Palestine. I don't know if it originally was from Palestine, but it is definitely something that's very symbolic of Palestine now. And specifically, the black and white pattern or coloration is used as like solidarity or resistance to their occupation from Israel. And I bought one from a vendor that gives like a portion of all proceeds to charities for Palestine. And I wore it, not entirely sure if this was going to get me in trouble. I was definitely ready to dig my heels in and argue. Because to me, as long as I wasn't bringing up the political nuance of the garb, I was just wearing a scarf, and it just so happens to have an origin in that area. And I was right in that, well, no, not that I was right. I was okay. I did not get in trouble. I wore it to work functions. No one gave a shit, right? If anyone was offended, they kept it to themselves like a real adult, okay? No one had like an actual issue with it. Now, the cool thing is, in Florida, no one has recognized what I'm wearing, or they don't give a shit, right? Which is fine. But I have not had anyone mention my keffiyeh since being here. While I was in DC, I had 2 people recognize what I was wearing. The first was my Uber driver from the airport to the hotel, and we had a really good conversation, and it was significant, right? I forgot to hit the little bubble that says, please don't fucking talk to me. I was fucking cold, okay, in my defense. And so we had a conversation, and it started off very non-political. Guy, just wanted to know, like, where I was from. I'm from Florida. He's thinking about moving to Florida. So I'm giving, like, the inside scoop of what to look for when you're moving down here and trying to buy, what to do, what not to do, the problems that we have with insurance, blah, 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 blah. And what we end up getting into is my keffiyeh. He mentions that he knows what it is, and he's assuming that it is to show support for Palestine, and I confirm, yes, it is. And he lets me know that he is Jewish. And that his ancestor, I do not remember the actual heritage, he said, okay? I'm not that smart. I'm not going to remember a name. But he had a heritage that went back to where, like, the general area of where Palestine is, right? Like, I think he called himself, like, the original, like, basically implied, like, we're the original Jews, okay? That also means that he has a bit of a darker complexion. And we got into actually a really productive and amicable conversation, even though we weren't exactly on the same side of the aisle of the conversation. We weren't, like, opposed, right? Like, there was no hostility. He seemed to think that I was a perfectly fine person. I thought he was a perfectly fine person. I didn't have a problem with any of his takes. He didn't have a problem with any of mine. He definitely had more information when it came from, like, the Jewish perspective, obviously. And I seem to have a little more historical context in as far as, like, Zionism and what it means, its origins, where he didn't seem to quite understand, like, the nuances of Zionism. And so we had, like, a really surprisingly nice conversation. It lasted not super long, because, again, I wasn't super far away from my hotel. And we had already talked for quite a bit of the ride. But during that time, like, it was just refreshing for two people to talk about this subject without it devolving into bullshit. And the reason this is significant for me, no one I know in real life wants to stay politically aware. Okay, almost everyone I know says that they do not have the mental space, or they do not have the time, or they just honestly don't have the interest in staying in the know, be it with domestic or foreign affairs. I am the only person I know, IRL, that keeps up with the news, right? And so most of the time, the only people I have to talk to are online, and I don't know if you've been on the internet before, but people aren't very fucking nice. So usually I will get into my little section of the internet talking about politics, and things get ugly fast. And I have absolutely, over the last like year and a half, been getting in a slump where I just fucking hate people. Okay? And I don't mean like individuals, I mean humanity. I have started to reach the mindset of we are a mistake and we shouldn't fucking be here. Like we're just awful. We don't deserve to live as a whole, all of us, myself included. And it was coming from feeling like just everything had to be a discourse. No one could just talk to each other. Okay? Everything's one-upping each other. Everything's having a gotcha moment, or twisting somebody's words, not using common sense, or being aghast when someone doesn't know every single detail of a nuanced situation, right? Instead of being like, hey, you have this take, do you know this information? This might alter your take. Oh, you do know that? Okay, well, let's discuss where you like got to your conclusion versus how I got to mine. There's none of that on the internet, okay? Everyone's just screaming at each other and getting nowhere and being hateful, and it's depressing. And having this conversation with another normal human being, where we may not have completely agreed with each other. We both knew different information from the other. Some knew more about some things than the other, and vice versa. Are you just gonna keep running around? All right, now we're gonna lick our asshole. Thank you. I love you. Anyway, it was just very refreshing, and it reminded me that the internet isn't real life, okay? And people act differently in real life. It's like we lose some of our humanity when we're interacting with each other on social media. And holy shit, cat, I didn't even fucking know you could get up there. That fucking scared me. I legit, like, it was the corner of my eye and I thought she was jumping up to jump in my fucking face. She just wanted to get on my bookshelf. Oh, fuck. Actually gave me a frighten. I'm talking! You bitch. Anyway. Too long, didn't read. Nice conversation with Uber driver. Restored faith in humanity. At the end of the drive, I even got to recommend one of the books I started with when I knew nothing about the Israel Palestine situation, and it was a really good book to read to start so I could get some historical context, and it was really good for looking up vocabulary that I would need for doing my own research for going forward, and also figuring out what questions to ask about the situation. It's called 10 Myths About Israel, and I recommended it to him because it's a very small, short read, and he thanked me for the good conversation in the book rack, and we went our separate ways, and I gave him a really nice tip. Again, on company dime. Anyway, that was my first cool story during my work trip regarding my kafaya. I feel like people up north are more educated and worldly than the people here in Florida, and I'm starting to suspect no one knows what my kafaya is. And that's why no one's commented on it. I also have a Palestinian flag, like a full I have a flagpole in my front yard, and I have a Palestinian flag flying with the American flag for my grandfather. And I was a little worried when I put it up that it was going to cause problems with neighbors, but my friend told me that he didn't really recognize the flag, and at first glance thought it was Mexico, and people were probably too stupid to know what it was and get offended, and I'm pretty sure he was right about that. So yay. Okay, so we're gonna skip a little bit in the work story. On my way home, while I was at TSA in DC, a man stopped me, and I did not handle this situation very well. I was very flustered, and I didn't know what was happening. I also thought I was running late. I ended up reading my clock, or my watch. Why did I say watch? I don't wear a watch. My phone wrong, and I wasn't late, but regardless, at the time, I thought I was late. While I was taking stuff off, I was taking my cafe off and putting it in the little bin. I hate TSA. It's so fucking annoying. A man stopped me and he asked me where I got my kafaya, and at first I thought he was like being facetious, and was gonna be like, oh, where'd you get that? Amazon? Oh, did you know that like buying it from there is unethical, blah blah blah. And so I was like, I don't remember the exact buyer, but I did get it somewhere ethical, and they donated money with the purchase. And he was like, no, that's not what I meant. Did you get it from Jordan, or is it from Jordan or Palestine? It's used to show support to Palestine. And I said, it's to show support to Palestine. I got the black and white specifically because I believe it's tradition to show solidarity. And he like said, thank you so much, I'm Palestinian, can I have a hug? And that like, again, like I was so flustered, like I definitely probably blabbered like an idiot. There are people behind me, so like I knew I couldn't have like a conversation with this guy like I wanted to. So we ended up hugging, and then I ran out of TSA to grab my shit at the end of the fucking line. And like that was like I'm a fucking hick in Florida. I've never met someone from Palestine before. These are just people that I am aware of through the horrible shit that I see online in an endless loop on all my timelines, on all my apps, because I'm glued to this stuff. But to like actually meet somebody from there, obviously, come on, man. How do I want to ban you. Give me 1 second. What a weird time to come in with your weird little bullshit. Let's see. We're gonna report. Holy shit! Why is the first thing in the report terrorism? Spam. I'm gonna say spam. Submit report. Block this user. Goodbye, fuckwad. Anyway, that was such a weird time to do that. Anyway, I had only ever met or known or really just talked about Palestinians online. It was very humanizing. A little bit surreal, but in a good way, to meet someone that actually was from fucking Palestine. I feel very white and very corny and uneducated and not well traveled, but it was just cool to meet someone I don't know how to fucking word this where it's not weird. I've tried to tell this story like a couple times to people I know IRL, and I still haven't figured out how to word it. My country is bombing the shit out of their country, or paying for the bombs that are bombing the shit out of their country, and absolutely murdering them and sending them through a meat grinder. And I'm very much against that, and I donate to charities, and I try my best to show solidarity both online and IRL, and at the same time stay educated so that I can educate the people around me. And it's just, it was a good, interesting feeling meeting someone from Palestine in person. I will one day find a way to express myself on that situation where it doesn't sound weird. Today's not that day. On a lighter note, so since my work crammed everything into like a 2-day fucking period, one thing that they did was a cooking class, and like not class, like a competition. So like everyone from work got put into teams, and they were given a select amount of ingredients and a select amount of time to come up with a main course, a side, and a dessert. And then at the end, actual chefs would try everything and then judge it, and then we would get to eat the rest, and that was our lunch. I found out very quickly that when there's other people around me that I assume are better adults than me, I lose all sense in the fucking kitchen. I couldn't even cook rice without panicking. I do not like someone watching me while I'm cooking. Holy fuck. That was weird. So there was that. But between the cooking competition, which I didn't win, very sad, but we did get good marks. Between the cooking competition and the giant, like, 5-hour fucking meeting we had afterwards, which I didn't realize was so long, and I was so tired during. But between these two things, we had like an hour to kill, and we were just in some town nowhere near our hotel, so I couldn't just go to my hotel, like, chill and then come back. We were just like in a mall with nothing to do. And so I was like, fuck this. There was a bar in the mall. I went to the bar. I had like 3 shots. I bought like 3 more shots for other people. We played like a giant round of foosball. That was fun. And then I realized on like shot 3, oh fuck, I can't hold my liquor very well. Oh well, time to go to the work meeting. It was annoying. It's very annoying, and I feel like everyone feels this way, watching a company brag about how much money they've made while they are stingy as fuck with their raises. That's never a good feeling. And it really feels like the company is either like the people that put these things together are unaware with how stingy and how grouchy some of their employees are with their bullshit raises. Or they just don't care. Cause I'm sitting there and like my team is getting glowing praise. And we are absolutely a big reason to why we have like such good profit, whatever the fuck you wanna go over. Like they even say that during the meeting, like, hey, this team does a really good job. Fuck you, yeah, we do. You see all the money they've made. And then you're just sitting there like, so when do we see some of that money, huh? What the fuck is this? Like, I give excellent service. My whole team does. And we give that service because the vibe up to this point has been pretty good in the company. But, like, you have to at least keep up with inflation for that vibe to stay and for people to keep giving their all. Because if, like, the wages don't keep up and it ends up not being better than other jobs around, why would I bust my ass to give amazing service? Like, I'm just gonna go back to giving, like, okay, I'm doing my job and I'm meeting my marks, but that's it, service, you know? It never makes sense to me when they have a team or, like, an employee that's doing really well, and then they are like surprise Pikachu when that person either doesn't stick around or just stops going above and beyond when their pay has not kept up with the work that's being put in. It seems obvious, but it's not to a lot of people. If you look at my resume, it's almost every 2 years I go to another company, because I will get more money going to another company than I fucking will getting a raise and sticking around with the current company. So that company wasted time training me, and I've gotten to know their clientele. I've gotten to know their systems, how things work internally. Generally speaking, I'm a pretty good employee. But they don't want to pay me properly, and another company will, so I'm just going to leave. Like, why would I stay if I can get something better somewhere else? Like, I don't understand. And then, like, I leave, the other company pays me more, and then the company I came from has to spend time and money teaching someone new all the same shit. Like, that seems like such a fucking waste. But it keeps fucking happening. I don't understand. I don't know if that's just the IT world. But everyone I know does the same thing. Like, after 2 to 3 years, they just go somewhere else and they get paid more to do like the same thing. Or they'll get new certifications so they can do more, but for whatever. So like, I had my first real IT job was at MSP, and they gave raises every time you got a cert. So like, if you got Cert A, you got a 50-cent raise. If you got Cert B, you got a $1 raise. And you were, I don't think there was a cap. There might have been, but I don't think there was. So technically, you could just keep getting certifications and keep getting raises. I had someone that fucking graduated college with a degree in that field, and they didn't get a fucking raise. That person did not stay with that company for much longer after that. So they lost someone that had certs, was one of their best performing employees, and now had a college degree to slap on their resume, refused to pay him more, and the fucker just walked out the door. Like, go fuck yourself. So like, all that experience at that company, plus having someone with a fucking degree and all the certifications they had, now lost because you couldn't give a couple more pennies to your labor. I don't whatever. A company was an absolute shit show, so not hugely a surprise, but like, I feel like a lot of companies are like that for whatever reason. Anywhoozle. My birthday party. I dropped a ridiculous amount of money on that party, and it was amazing. It was funeral themed. So one of the things that I did was I got color changing light bulbs, and I had like 4 lamps posted around the main party area, which was my dining room, living room, and kitchen. And each lamp had red light coming out only, and that was the main lighting. And then I had like a couple of things around the party area that gave off like low light. Like, I had a couple of like red glass vases that had fairy lights in it that gave off a kind of a glow. Then I had red fake candles that gave off a glow, and that was pretty much the only light going on in the party. And then I have a really long foyer, like a entry hallway leading into my dining room and living room area. And for that, I had it completely dark except for fake red candles. So like, when you first entered the house, you went through like just a tunnel of dark and red. So that was cool. I had a blow up cooler that looked like a coffin, and in it I put a fucking 5-foot tall skeleton. So he's like chilling in there, he's covered in ice, and then someone shoved a drink in his mouth. So that was cute. Everyone, like, a couple people got a picture with that. Then like the big group picture was taken with that. I had a buddy running around with a Polaroid camera. I'm gonna just say, Polaroid pictures look amazing. Okay, I don't really like the way I look, but I looked amazing in the Polaroid pictures. Like, holy shit, I was all about that. So I might get a Polaroid camera, like a nice, like a like a big one. Lot of drinking, a lot of food. I did find out that I like healthy foods for parties and other people prefer junk, and I feel a little silly. So I had a fruit platter and I had a veggie platter, and each had their own respective dips. I definitely hit that harder, way harder than anyone else. We did do bruschetta, and my friend made the bruschetta. It was amazing. And then I did cupcakes with 3D printed headstones on them, and like gray icing. That was a good hit. Oh, I made a chocolate pudding with Oreos, and I made the top look like it was like a graveyard with like worms and like Oreo dirt and stuff. That was a big hit. Let's see what else. Oh, I made a potato soup, like a baked potato soup. That went well. The first bowls I brought out for that were like teeny tiny though, because like my idea was like people would dip, but like it ended up not being like big enough. I got like hugely made fun of for that, so I just pulled out my real soup bowls. Fuck it. So that was funny. A little embarrassing, but mostly just funny. Let's see what else. Oh, so when everyone was a little high and a little fucked up, we went out in my backyard, and I have like 3 trees in my backyard. They're babies, and one didn't make its first winter, so it's just been kind of dead and rotting, and I haven't chopped it down yet. I just haven't gotten around to it, but it's useless. It wasn't even big enough for like birds to nest in or anything. And my friends are like, hey, like, do you want this tree? And I'm like, no, I just haven't, cut it down yet. And so one of them like fucking drop kicks the tree. Okay. And so it breaks like at the base. So we just have this big skinny tree, and they start like fucking throwing it like a pole. Like, obviously all dudes, okay? Bunch of fucking men throwing the tree in my backyard, trying to see who can get it to go the farthest. This goes on for quite some time. I tried to throw it and I only got it a few feet. That was a little embarrassing. But what the fuck? I left these drunk and high men alone in my backyard for just like 10 minutes, and they started fucking throwing a tree. Okay, like what? Why? It was quite impressive when the only sober person there absolutely kicked everyone else's ass and threw that thing like across my fucking yard. And I have a pretty big yard, so that was funny. I also did my first karaoke. I have never karaoke'd before, but I was just the right amount of fucked up to remember the lyrics and not be too embarrassed to sing. So that was a lot of fun. We did a lot of Linkin Park. I had a friend, or I think it was 2 different people that did like an actual heartfelt song that was like touching. And then the rest were just kind of like songs from our childhood, like again Linkin Park. I don't know if we did 3 Days Grace, but I feel like we did. And we did like a couple meme songs like hey yeah 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 yeah. We did that one. That was a lot of fun. There was only really one party foul. I did spill my drink on my dog, so he had to get an emergency bath, and he did not like that. He was adorable. If you go in our Discord, okay, link in on my Twitch bio or my YouTube bio, but if you go to my Discord, there's a pets channel, and I posted him in there, and he was wearing a suit, like a full suit. It was adorable. He stole the show. It was so fucking cute. So that was the party. I think it was definitely worth it. And I was a little worried that it was gonna be overhyped and under-delivered, especially since I had people flying in. But the people that flew in had a lot of fun. And it was just a huge success. So I am definitely gonna have several parties in the future that are gonna be like dark Halloween-y themed, okay? Because I have to justify how much money I spent on decor. Holy shit. Holy shit. Cannot stress enough how poor a decision that was. I can't think of anything else that was really going on. I've been studying for a certification. but that's boring to talk about, and I don't want to talk about it anyway because it's been so much bullshit studying. I hate that's the worst thing about being in IT is the endless like needing to learn and add new certs to your resume. I on the one hand I like learning, on the other hand I don't like when I have to study a particular thing. Like, don't tell me what to do. All right, it's like when you're gonna do something on your own but someone tells you to do it and you don't want to do it anymore. Same vibe. But my work will pay for the certification, so it's like a waste if I don't do it. I don't know. I don't want to do it. I'm gonna do it, but I don't want to do it. I am considering playing a quick game before we wrap everything up. I know it's not a very long stream. I wanted to do one so I could try to get back into the habit of streaming. Unfortunately, even when I enjoy something, when I get really busy or actually even the opposite, if I get the opposite of really busy, if I don't have a lot going on, because I work from home, I literally won't leave my house for days at a time. The days blend together and things just don't get done, and I'll blink and a week has gone by and I haven't streamed or painted or drawn anything, read a book, you know, and it'll just slip on by. There's been times where I haven't played a game in a while. Just because like everything's like mushing together in the most annoying way possible. What about Slay the Spire? I don't really feel like thinking though. So much thought goes into that game. I have done really well though because I have it on mobile. And so far I have reached the top of the spire with the silence and whatever the robot guy is. I don't remember his name, but that guy. Do I want to play a game? It's pretty late. It's 12 over here, 12 a.m. I have so many games that I just haven't touched where I'm like, I want to play this on stream, and then I don't. I haven't touched Backpack Battles in a while. There's a couple multiplayer games I want to do. Oh, I posted this in Discord, but I'm not great with Discord, so I have a hard time. So, like, our Discord has activity in waves. So, like, we'll all be talking, and then we'll go, like, weeks without talking to each other. And that's my fault, because I'll forget to use it. My bad. But I was trying to see, there's a game, I actually posted a video. Now, this video does have absolute jack shit quality, so I don't, like, super recommend it. And that's because it was, like, last second I decided to record, and I didn't stop to check the audio, so all the audio tracks recorded on, like, one track instead of multiple, so I couldn't adjust levels. I still posted it, though, because it's, like, me and some friends, and I really wanted to keep that around. But the game is called Last Train Out of Wormtown. Let me see. Last Train. God, yeah. I posted it like 6 days ago. And you can have up to like, I think it was like 16 players. Oh my god. So I was thinking we would pick a day. Oh my god, the yawn made my eyes water. Anyway, we would pick a day and we would all jump on and play that together. I'd stream it. I could open up the Discord voice chat for everyone that's in the game. You wouldn't have to join that, obviously, if you didn't want to. It just makes the game easier and you can cheat a little bit. But if you guys are interested, if you've never heard of the game, just go to my channel. You don't have to watch the video, just like skip through it, just get the gist of what it's like. Basically, somebody plays as a giant worm monster and everyone else plays as like a cowboy that's trying to escape. You all have to complete some tasks. If you complete the tasks and you get on the train out of town, you survive. But if you all get eaten, the worm wins. I don't know if you add more players if you get more worms, but I played 4-player and it was 1 worm versus 3 people. So there's that. I've just in general been posting on YouTube more. So if you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. That last video was poor quality, but generally speaking, my audio is not the problem with YouTube videos. I'm not a good editor. I will never pretend to be. Probably my best edited video is my Outlast one. And even then it's like, you know, it's very obvious I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm Googling as I'm going. But it's like one of my favorite hobbies is YouTube and Twitch. So if you like what you see, subscribe for more. Anywhoozle, I think I'm not gonna play a game tonight. I am gonna wrap up and probably go to bed. And that's that. But I will be back. I will not leave you all for so long. Again. I won't say ever again, but like not recent again. Okay? Don't expect too much out of me. And I will talk to you all hopefully soon. And hopefully we get a game night planned with Last Train Out of Wormtown. Just saying. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Night night, y'all.